Namaste, it's Renee, and welcome to my podcast, Peace, Love, Abundance, a place where I talk about yoga, herbs, skincare, meditation, Ayurveda, lots of things. I happen to be a jack of all trades whenever it comes to the self-care industry, so we can just kind of sum this all up into self-care, a podcast on self-care. And today, piggybacking on last week's episode of the skin's basic needs, I wanted to take this podcast and expand a little bit on exfoliation. So we're going to talk about exfoliation today, what that kind of really means and the methods of doing it, how often. Now, obviously not being in person, any advice I give or suggestions I give, please use caution. Go see a doctor if you feel like your skin has a lot going on. And be very careful, because when it comes to our skin, it's the largest organ of our body. And even what we put on the skin, we are absorbing into our body. It gets all the way to your heart and your soul. So you always want to be mindful what you put on your skin. Also, it's very much our identity. It's the first thing people see when they see us. And I would hate for you to do something to scar your skin permanently. And this doesn't have to be out of vain or in vain that you wouldn't want to permanently damage your skin. But whenever it even comes to skin cancer and exposing yourself too much to too many things, right? So it's not even necessarily a vain thing, but we all do want to have a certain pride in our skin and how we look and our health. And our skin is very much indicative of what's going on inside. So it's the whole picture, right? And if you missed my other podcast prior to this one on the skin's basic needs, I encourage you to go back and listen to that one as well. It brings everything in a whole picture and a puzzle, and explains a little bit more about how our skin is indicative of what's going on in our bodies. Plus a future podcast diving in even deeper on maybe what some of the signs and symptoms our skin is showing us and what might be going on inside. Anyways, lots of things to cover whenever it comes to the largest organ of our bodies. I also want to mention that if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, or anything, you can always leave comments in the show notes or in the feedback. I love to get comments. Also requests on maybe a future podcast of what you might like to learn about or hear more about. So please share your ideas, concerns, and questions with me, and I will do my best to answer them or create a whole podcast on it. I do love requests, so don't be shy. All right, exfoliation of your skin. What this really means. What this means is just simply taking the upper layer of your skin off, like the really, really thin epidermis. And even the epidermis has several layers to it, but you're really taking that surface off. It's a very thin layer, so that's why you want to be very careful and gentle, as well as stimulate your body by exfoliating. I was always taught that it's kind of like taking your skin to the gym, right? You go to the gym and work out, lift weights, run, bike, do yoga, whatever, to stimulate your muscles. Well, this is a form of stimulating the largest organ of your body, your skin, so that it will reproduce new cells. Because in order to get bigger muscles or maintain big muscles, you have to work out and stimulate those muscles to create bigger, stronger, more blood in the muscles so that they are healthy and they perform well. Well, your skin is no exception. It needs to go to the gym as well. And exfoliating is how we take our skin to the gym. The benefits of exfoliating our skin are many, ranging from trying to prevent cancer to looking beautiful and having healthy skin. Here is a quick list, though, of some of the top or most common reasons for exfoliating your skin. For the texture, it helps it be smoother and softer. The follicle openings or your pores, they will appear to be cleaner and less blackheads clogging everything up. Deep pore cleansing and extraction is a lot easier because if you do have closed pores, you can't extract anything out of it. The cell turnover, I kind of mentioned it when I mentioned taking your skin to the gym, right? Stimulating the skin to remove the old brings in the new. The skin's ability to retain moisture and lipids is improved, as well as product penetration is improved. So being able to absorb those wonderful skin creams that you're buying, if you want to benefit from the beautiful ingredients, then you need to exfoliate, remove the old layer so that the new stuff can get into your skin. Blood flow and circulation are also stimulated, so if you have dull skin, this will brighten up your skin, make you look younger, more youthful, have some beautiful color. And also, it will make your makeup application smoother. So when your skin is smoother, your makeup's going to go on much smoother and look more natural as well. Now, exfoliation is beneficial for the following conditions. For oily, clogged skin with blackheads, whiteheads, and minor acne breakouts. Dry or dehydrated skin with skin cell buildup, flaking, and tight, dry surface. Sometimes we think our skin is dry, but really that flaking that you see is just that upper layer of dead skin that needs to be removed to reveal the beautiful, healthy, hydrated skin underneath. In other words, flaky skin isn't always indicative of dehydration. But if you have flaky skin, then you need to troubleshoot what is going on, and exfoliation is a good place to start. Also, dull, lifeless-looking skin has a buildup of dead skin cells, so it's got a texture and possibly a grayish look to it. Basically dull. You want to brighten that up. You want to let your natural rosiness show through. Okay, now methods of exfoliation. The three I'm going to talk about today are chemical, enzymes, and mechanical. Chemical, we'll start out with that one. Chemical is the use of usually like an acid on your skin. And just even the term acid kind of freaks people out. But do remember, acid doesn't always mean battery acid or something really scary. But rather, like glycolic is an acid. Many of us are already using glycolic in many of our products. It even shows up often in toners and some lotions or skin creams that advertise that they help with skin renewal. It's very possible your anti-aging skin cream has glycolic in it. So don't panic. However, if you were to get a skin peel on your face by a professional that is using a high percentage of glycolic, then it does come with some risk factors because you are upping the game quite a bit. It will make your skin very sensitive, especially to the sun. So once you have had a chemical peel, you want to be super careful with the exposure to your skin. And this is more of what I'm talking about, though, whenever I say a chemical exfoliation, by going and getting a professional peel from an esthetician or a dermatologist. Glycolic is also known as an AHA, an alpha hydroxy acid. But when you do use glycolic, it's going to remove that upper layer of dead skin via using an acid. The acid is actually stimulating your skin to separate that upper layer, to separate from the lower layers to where they actually peel off, like after a sunburn, how your skin peels. That's why it's called a skin peel or a chemical peel. And letting the underneath layers be able to breathe and shine through. Glycolic is also a good one for helping with hydration. So that's why it is an ingredient that's often used in your anti-aging skin creams. My pros and cons with chemical exfoliation is you need to go to a professional to have help with it, and that can get pricey. But you do want a professional to help you with it and perform the procedure because they know what is contraindicated. They know if it's good for you or not. You need that advice and you need that professional to perform it for you. But it can be pricey, and also scheduling sometimes can be a little bit impossible. If you have a busy schedule, and finding time to go to the esthetician can be a con to making time for chemical peels, as well as staying out of the elements, the sun, even baking. You can have a chemical peel, and then if you go home and you do some baking and you open that oven door, it's going to be a whole different experience having that flush of heat hitting your skin. You really do need to be careful afterwards. So there is a little bit of downtime afterwards. The pros, though, are you are really stimulating some skin that maybe you haven't been exfoliating for many, many years, and your skin is starting to get thick, very rough, and bumpy. So the pros is that while it can seem a little bit harsh, it's going to be very effective. That's the word I'm going for. But chemical peels can be known to be more aggressive rather than progressive. While some people are at a stage in their lives when a chemical peel is probably one of their best routes, I'm a big believer of daily exfoliation, or at least every other day, couple days a week, figuring out how with self-care maintaining your skin on a regular basis so that you don't get to the point where you have to have a chemical peel. I'm an esthetician. I would love to have people come pay me for chemical peels. That is a for-profit thing for me. But to be honest, I would rather see you on a daily basis take care of your skin rather than not take care of your skin and then periodically get a harsh chemical peel. But definitely all these methods have their pros and cons. You just need to be aware of all the pros and cons involved. Next, we have what's considered a mechanical exfoliation. Mechanical exfoliations are like nutshells, like ground up nuts and nutshells, or salt and sugar. Jojoba beads are a form of mechanical exfoliation, but they're the most gentlest. Definitely good for almost every skin type, because jojoba seeds, or not seeds, the beads of the jojoba are very gentle on the body and even kind of dissolve as you're exfoliating. So mechanical means that you're using something on the surface to scrub it off. So it's a scrub. Another version of a mechanical exfoliation would be using like a Clarisonic brush. That is my absolute favorite. The reason why a Clarisonic brush is my absolute favorite is because I really don't have to use any product at all. Yes, I have to buy the brush and replace the brush heads periodically, but beyond that, my tube never goes empty. I just recharge it when it needs to be charged, so I don't have to worry about replenishing my tube of exfoliating scrub. It doesn't make a mess out of my shower. That's probably the number one bonus for me, is whenever I used to use the nutshells and sugar and salt, it really does make a mess of your shower. If you've ever done it, you know you got to clean your shower afterwards or stay on top of it. So the Clarisonic brush, 100%, I use it every day. I use a more gentle head on it so that I can use it every day. There's also a learning curve with it. When you first get one, even using the gentle or sensitive brush, at first it can feel harsh on your skin because you're not used to it yet. So you might want to just use it every other day until your skin builds a little bit of a tolerance and you get used to the results. And it can be just as wonderful, though, as brushing your teeth, to where it becomes a daily routine. I keep mine in the shower so that I can just scrub it in the shower once a day. So Clarisonic, out of this entire podcast, is my number one favorite way of exfoliating. Again, I'm more into that progression. So progressively every day I am taking my skin to the gym rather than once a year getting a harsh TCA chemical peel. Also, along with mechanical, you might see estheticians offering services like microdermabrasion. Microdermabrasion, to be quite honest, is definitely very similar to actually sandblasting your skin. It's a machine that blasts aluminum oxide crystals at your skin. So it's got a blower that's blowing them onto your skin and a suction that's vacuuming it off all at the same time. And it is very similar, to be quite frank, as sandblasting. So when somebody's taking a layer of spray paint off of a building because somebody did graffiti on the building, that is what microdermabrasion is. Should be done by a professional. Now, because I'm relating it to sandblasting doesn't mean that it's horrible and hideous and shouldn't be done, but I would definitely seek out a professional that you trust. Much like using a stronger acid on your skin for a chemical peel, you should have a professional perform this, and depending on your skin's need, that professional is going to help you with how often, or if you have any contraindications that maybe your skin is not a fit for microdermabrasion. But that is definitely a mechanical version of exfoliation. Moving on, another one of my favorites is enzymes, using fruit enzymes, especially here in Maui. I have lots of fruit available to me down here. And as a master herbalist trained in working with herbs and fruits and vegetables to create health for your body and your skin, I just actually love what I do and my knowledge. The enzymes, so fruit. So you're talking pineapple, papaya, and honey. Honey is one of the most gentler ones. I would have to say a large majority of you out there listening to this right now, it's easy to get your hands on some honey and use honey on your skin daily. My skin tolerates it daily. I actually use it as my cleanser. Regardless of using it as my cleanser, some days I find the time to put it on my skin. If I plan well, I'll put it on my skin 15 to 20 minutes before I shower. And then that's whenever the enzymes are doing a form of exfoliation. If you're super sensitive or your skin is hypersensitive, then you might want to be careful with this. If you have a lot of tingling and burning sensation, take it off. But for the majority of people, honey is pretty safe. Using papaya and pineapple, the enzymes actually are bromelain and papain. And when you're looking at products, over-the-counter products, that's what you're going to look for, is bromelain or papain in the ingredients list. And so they definitely sell this stuff over the counter, and you can get it. It's usually a very safe method because they're going to make sure that they're not making it too strong. There are things in our kitchen, like having pineapple and papaya in your kitchen, that if you're not careful, you could actually give yourself basically a chemical peel, because the enzymes are so strong that, much like acid, it could do more than you want it to do. So be very, very, very careful if you're going to make your own pineapple or papaya mask and enzymes. Do a test spot. The inside of your elbow, that part of your arm, is a really good place to test any skincare product, because inside your elbow, where your arm bends, I call it the armpit of the elbow. That skin in there is very sensitive, similar to your skin, so you can test any product in there and then not have major markings on your face. So I highly recommend, with anything, I recommend that you do a test spot if you're known to have very sensitive and reactive skin. Using enzymes, one reason why it's my favorite is because it's Mother Nature that you're using on your skin. Enzymes, what they're doing is, enzymes are kind of alive and active. And they're almost like little Pac-Men on your skin, just going around and eating, breaking down. Your skin is protein, especially the dead skin cells that are ready to come off. So think of enzymes as thousands, if not millions and billions of little Pac-Mans on the surface of your skin, just eating away the layer of the dead skin on your face. It's very natural. Most people are going to find that it works well for their skin and it produces a nice glow. Also, whenever you're using fruits and vegetable enzymes, you're also helping put nutrients, vitamins back in your skin, like pumpkin. Pumpkin is another good enzyme, and you should be very careful if you're using fresh pumpkin. But pumpkin itself is full of vitamin A. Vitamin A is technically another form of an exfoliation because vitamin A will stimulate new skin growth as well as help. The pumpkin helps eat away those little Pac-Mans again all over your skin. So we have our main forms of exfoliation: the chemical, mechanical, and enzymes. If you have any questions, maybe first re-listen to this podcast, see if there's something I said that you just didn't quite understand or absorb. You can let me know in an email if you want to send it more privately. My email is reneestahl108@gmail.com, and I will put that in the show notes for you. My website also has a contact form, and you can always leave feedback in whatever system that you're listening to this in. I post my podcasts to YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify. I'm on Spotify now. Android, and all of those have a method of leaving feedback down in the notes. Also, give me a good rating. If you're learning something from me and you appreciate it, please, please, please give me a rating. Ratings help other people find me. And if you feel like this is useful information, then let's help others find me as well. Otherwise, for today, this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to have a few more podcasts on the skin coming up. So make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Subscribe as well so that you can get the notifications whenever a new podcast comes out. If you want to listen to some of my older stuff, I have stuff on Ayurveda. I have podcasts on hips, a little bit of anatomy, you name it. Again, I mentioned in the beginning that I'm a jack of all trades, and I wrap it all up into self-care because there's many modalities out there on how to take care of yourself and the largest organ of your body, your skin. So please indulge, enjoy, and listen all you want. But today I leave you with peace, love, abundance, and namaste.